Hello.
Thank you.
It's amazing to think that this, my homeland, has circled the sun 50 times since it took the bold decision to become an independent nation. My people have experienced the fastest change to their daily lives in history. And the pace of that change isn't showing any signs of slowing down soon. Papua New Guinea, a land as diverse as it is mysterious. It's one of the most remote and rugged places on Earth. Inhabited by one of the oldest continuous cultures on the planet. Home to ancient traditions largely untouched by time. For tens of thousands of years, it remained a land of disparate tribes and customs. Until it came together as one, led by young visionaries who imagined a bold future. And now, it's the country's youth, with ancient roots and modern dreams, who lead the way to Papua New Guinea's next chapter. I'm Maureen Orea from Papua New Guinea's national broadcaster, NBC, and our youth radio station, Tribe FM. I'm on a journey of discovery across Papua New Guinea to meet those making change in this young country. As PNG celebrates 50 years of independence, we look towards the future as a land of 1,000 tribes brought together as one country. In Papua New Guinea, we've always celebrated the independence anniversary. And we know it's coming because the PNG flags start flying everywhere.
Hello, baby Joe.
Families across the country come together to celebrate. And it's a reminder that despite coming from so many different cultures, we're all one. It's a source of great pride. Independence wasn't just a political idea. It was a turning point destined to touch the life of every person across the nation. My grandfather was working and remembers that before independence, it was a peaceful and very different time.
Port Moresby has grown dramatically in recent years. Today it has a population of more than 30,000 people.
Most people lived in villages, and he says change came slowly.
We had the hotel downtown, Pacific Place, and that is only for white people. During my employment time, it was all white ladies and all the white people in the office. There were only 2 Papua New Guineans inside that.
These houses are emptying now. 7,000 white public servants will be cut to 3,000 by 1975.
That's after almost 10 years, then we had, the whole office was filled with Papua New Guineans.
Nowhere is this more evident than at the administrative complex at Waigani in Port Moresby. Expatriates who were the decision makers, the departmental heads, even mid-level administrators have nearly all been replaced by nationals.
Maybe we were not ready for independence, but our transition from then to here was very peaceful. The people who probably understood and felt it more was the politicians, those within the government circle. For us people outside of the government, it was just a normal thing.
To gain independence, Papua New Guinea faced enormous challenges. How do you unite one of the most diverse countries on Earth? Or even tell them about independence? For tens of thousands of years, this 460,000 square kilometer region of mountainous terrain, dense rainforest, and 600 islands had been inhabited by an estimated 1,000 distinct tribes who spoke over 800 languages.
What do such things as political parties, a coalition, national unity and independence mean to people like this?
It had first been colonized by Germany and later Australia.
Well, here's the Prime Minister now, and there's still this noise coming from the crowd in the background.
This is the leader of the opposition. He is not in the government. He can do nothing.
By the 1960s, calls for independence were gaining momentum, and political parties led by young trailblazers began emerging across the nation.
We are fighting for our rights to be recognized as free people.
There were many conflicting views, from those wanting provinces and regions to break away for independence in their own right, to those who thought it was all too soon.
This Sing Sing is not without its political significance. These people did not want to hold a Sing Sing if it meant support for independence. They're very concerned about independence. They don't want independence yet.
Nobody thought that this was possible. Everybody thought that, well, it's too early for independence.
In Port Moresby, the Pangu Party formed. PNG's first homegrown political party came from a group of aspiring public servants, known as the Bully Beef Club. And they were determined to fight for national unified independence. The leader was Michael Somare. Sir Moyave was one of his advisors.
Everybody saw Michael for the fighting spirit in Michael, which everybody appreciated. But at the other side of Michael Somare was his big heart. He could build bridges with every other group.
After forming a strong political coalition, Somare traveled the country to bring the people with him on the journey to self-government in 1973 and prepare them for Papua New Guinea becoming an independent nation.
Are you still confident of getting independence in September this year?
Yes, I'm still confident.
On the 15th of September, the Australian flag, which had flown over the peoples of Papua New Guinea since 1906, was lowered for the last time. It all happened here at Sir Hubert Murray Stadium, and Michael Somare's personal secretary at the time, Dame Meg Taylor, remembers the day well. What was it like on that day when we gained independence?
As the sun was going down, there was a quietness over the whole stadium. The Defence Force took down the Australian flag. And it was a very emotional moment. The relationship that this country had with Australia was very, very important. And also a very profound relationship that went back in time.
Many of us, young boys, young girls, school children, everybody were crying. Prince Charles were crying.
The PNG flag was raised to mass celebrations across the country.
We now stand as an independent nation in our own right.
We have been lucky because we have reached full nationhood without the fighting and bloodshed.
I know that every man, woman and child of our new nation shares this moment of pride and happiness with one heart to join in celebrating our independence.
When you're young, you're very optimistic about the future, and you have a vision and you have a dream that what you want. There was a tremendous hope that we would build that country together.
Pastor
rain bugger up me. Now, he all right.
Dalciana Somare Brash was 2 years old when the PNG flag was first raised. She grew up with the young nation. She says many come to her father's final resting place to remember his legacy.
I think it is important for us to go back to, in some deep dives into history lessons about what motivated our forefathers. Because if you can imagine that you're bringing together 900, not different groups, but it's like different planets of people, each with our own very distinct ways of communicating, of networking, of trading, and celebrating, and how we deal with conflict and all of those different things.
Nation building included creating a constitution. PNG's original House of Assembly is now the Museum of Independence. What's going through your mind when we're actually looking at what's displayed here?
I'm about to cry. Yeah, the sentiment is too great.
Yeah.
Yes. This is where it all began. And, it's lasted for 50 years, I suppose.
Byron Chen is the son of former Prime Minister, the late Sir Julius Tan, who, as PNG's longest-serving Member of Parliament, became fondly known as the last man standing. The country mourned his loss in 2025.
For them, it was a dream. Now we're living the dream and living the realities of that dream. And I think the unique thing that it reflects our cultural heritage and laws and beliefs are also captured in our constitution and our laws, and that makes it unique.
According to the traditional way of life, everybody in the society cooperates and everybody feels he has a right to enjoy the benefits and the wealth of the society.
Dr. John Mommies and Sir John Caputin took the Constitutional Planning Committee to the people.
We wanted to have a homegrown constitution. So we conducted probably the most comprehensive political engagement at that time with the people of Papua New Guinea. We went to every district, to every sub-district and every patrol post.
And we spent the best part of 2 years traveling throughout the country, gathering information and the views of the people.
Among other things, the much-loved Mama Law enshrines equality for all, wise use of resources and the environment, and self-reliance, recognizing the nation's rich and diverse cultures as the source of our strength.
PNG. This is about our culture. This is about how we as people live our lives. Even though we have a modern economy, a modern political system, what holds us together is our people and our families, our clans and our tribes. That is really important.
It's a blueprint for building a future based on our culture. This is the Hiri Moale Festival. It honors the age-old tradition of sea trading, or Hiri expeditions, of the Motu and Koita people. Intrepid sailors built these canoes, called Lakatoi, and ventured into the unknown for the benefit of their community. This annual festival reenacts the celebrations when the fleet returns safely each year. Most of those leaders were the same age as I am, in their early 30s, and I can't imagine taking on such a huge responsibility for an entire nation. And I'd like to know, what do they want for our people? What were their hopes for the future? And in a country that's come so far in such a short time, who has those dreams now? I'm off to meet someone striving to achieve those dreams. Half an hour out of Port Moresby is Tubusereia. At the time of independence, most people here lived in houses perched above the water. Today, due to PNG's exploding population, many live in the surrounding hills. 85% of Papua New Guineans live in rural areas and grow their own food, usually on a plot of land which is owned by the village community. Each family has a home and a garden plot on the outskirts. But population growth and climate change mean that land use is now under increasing pressure. Sliny Tau is helping to reduce that pressure by teaching people how to use the land they live on more efficiently and how to turn that into a business. In true PNG style, everyone is pitching in to help.
So what's the workshop about for today?
So the workshop is about basic local pig farming. And also business aspect of all the local, pigs is very important in Papua New Guinea, so yeah.
Sliny studied agriculture at university and then set up this model farm on his family's land.
So what do we have here in
So
your setup?
here we have the nursery, we have the ducks, we have the local pigs, we have the broilers, and then we have all these crops.
He teaches sustainable integrated farming, which combines and connects crops and livestock. Waste becomes fertilizer, seeds are harvested to grow new crops. Nothing is wasted, and the land use is maximized. And in Papua New Guinea, there are other advantages.
Community people, they travel out to long distance to farm. So we have family lands out there for just basically for food. Instead of working out, spending time out from your home, you can just stay here and then farm like what mom and dad are doing now. They're always at home doing business. And
Very happy that Slimy has come up with this idea of us having this small farm just near to the house. It makes us feel safe. We have it all here next to the house.
And you also don't have to worry about people pinching your...
No.
Not too dry, not too wet.
Sliny say when you sell your pig, make sure that you get another piglet, so you continue. So that was one of the lessons that I learned today.
Pigs are very, very valuable in all of Papua New Guinea. We do it on bride price, weddings, or even family death.
And it's a big expense. So Sliny has come up with a plan where you can pay for a pig in installments, which is cheaper and also helps train a young farmer.
You're paying for the workshop fee and also the feed and stuff for your pigs, and also assisting a family, a youth with his family.
This all started when Sliny won a Clean Generation grant through an organization called The Voice Incorporated. It became a career, and he now manages programs across the country.
Congratulations, sir.
It aims to encourage young people to rise up where they are and make change.
It empowered me to come back to my community and then teach other young people who are not fortunate enough like me to go and get a degree like this. Come back and give back to the communities.
Lilian Waruba was one of the founders of The Voice Inc. It began with a group of young law students who were inspired by the Constitution.
When our forefathers and foremothers came up with that Constitution, it was a contribution from our communities around the country. And all of our rights, basic social obligations, everything, fundamental rights are all established within the Constitution.
They ran legal awareness sessions in villages to teach people their rights.
You wouldn't have thought that this law awareness group would be what it is today. We didn't envision that.
In 18 years, the organization has grown with 22 offices across the country. It estimates its grants programs have reached more than 49,000 people. Projects driven by young people include solar power, clean water initiatives, health, agriculture, education, and empowering women. It's been uplifting to hear the stories of these young people who saw a need and then stepped up for their communities and their country. I'm curious to know what drives someone to turn the words of the Constitution into a catalyst for change. Kavieng, in the province of New Ireland, is about an hour-and-a-half flight from Port Moresby. The region is known for copra and coconut products, fishing, and tourism. Spread across 149 tropical islands, traveling by boat is a way of life here, as is surfing.
This island's renowned for its consistent and awesome waves, and every time I come to Kavieng, I love surfing in particular, and it's our premier surfing resort of Papua New Guinea.
Andy Abel has been coming here for decades. He is the co-founder of the Surfing Association of PNG, an organization he helped establish as a young surfer 36 years ago to bring surf tourism to the country in a sustainable way.
Has surfing changed a lot compared to, how it was like back then to now?
Yeah, well, we've got 11 clubs nationwide, including Bougainville. We have around 600 surfers nationwide now. Probably about 50 of them are female. And of course, we've got our surf tourism industry.
Are you going to teach me to surf?
Fortunately, the waves are not very big, so it's probably a good time to take you out and test some waves.
No, I'm looking forward to it.
But before we go surfing, we've come to Nusa Island.
What a beautiful place.
Awesome. Yeah. Let's go.
And we're not the only ones. The island is a very popular destination, especially on Sundays. This church services many island communities.
I came here, 30-odd years ago to Nusa and there was no church. But thanks to a group of Christian surfers who arrived here in the pursuit of surfing and their passion for spreading the word, they contributed around 15,000 kina, and that was the foundations of the building of this church on Nusa Island for the community.
I'm keen to know more about what the surfing community has brought to the area. So, while church finishes up, we're paying a visit to another part of this island paradise. Nusa Island Retreat started life as a surf camp in 1997. A young Sean Keane and his brothers had a plan for the future.
I had the crazy idea of starting a guest house. Despite better advice, we ran with it, and surfing was the crux of it.
They worked with the Surfing Association to tap into Andy's model for sustainable tourism.
97% of our landmass, including out to 3 nautical mile of our fringing reef, is owned by people, not the state.
That's right. It's customary land.
It's customary land. They're the gatekeepers.
The surfing body sets up agreements between operators and customary landowners. It was shaped by the Constitution and the work of Andy's late father, Sir Cecil Abel, who helped write it.
It helped to tie in with a national body and to sort of have an association that can help sort of map or chart a pathway forward.
Tourists pay a levy, and numbers are limited to protect the environment and the communities, which then benefit directly from the fees. Each surf management area supports multiple communities in different ways. Diana Nason manages the surf fund for Mongol Village.
people are benefiting, and we could use the money to, do things to improve or to do additional things in the community. Yeah, I'm very thankful that Andy came up with that idea. Yeah, we can see good things happening, yeah.
In recent times, they've restored the church, set up a community water tank, and connected running water to homes. There are other flow-on benefits like tourism jobs and training. So how does it make you feel to see tourists come here and experience a bit of your paradise?
Well, we call it Bilas Palace, meaning that it's a beautiful place. And when we see people coming here, oh yeah, we are happy that people come to see what we have here, and we want more of them coming.
At the Nusa Island School, the kids are welcoming us with an enthusiastic rendition of the national anthem. And the national pledge that we all know so well.
We pledge to stand together as one people, one nation, one country, one place, Papua New Guinea. Salute.
The SEF funds have helped build this additional schoolroom and library.
It is very important to have the kids in school because we are living on an island and we need these things for the kids to learn.
The number of students coming to class has almost doubled. But there are still challenges when the waves are up. How does surfing make you feel?
Happy. Happy when I surf. I feel happy. Happy.
So it's safe to say that no school, no surf.
Yeah. Yes, that's right.
Andy tells me most of these boards are donated by Australian surfers to help get kids and adults into the sport. And some are painted pink as part of the organisation's Pink Nose Revolution. It's aimed at getting women in the water and driving programs that tackle issues around gender equality.
It's more than just catching a wave. It's all about nation building, community building, addressing global issues like gender-based violence.
And now it's time for that surfing lesson I was promised. Giving it a go. Let's do this. Given that I can't even stay on the board when there are only tiny waves, I think better I elegantly get back on the boat and leave the surfing to the experts. I can see how Andy's passion for the surf and for our people has allowed us to share PNG's beautiful environment in a way that enriches everyone involved. Back in Kavieng, I've come across another group that's working to improve lives. These women have come together from the National Councils of Women across the country for their 17th annual convention. The beautiful and rare Kuliptaina bird dance is only performed by women of the Kara and Tigak villages. And in part, it's about discovering new life. And that's what these women are working on too.
Their mission statement and objective to empower women, give them empowerment training on various issues, including gender-based violence, promote women in decision-making. In Papua New Guinea, gender-based violence is escalating. It's alarming in the country.
Sophie Mangai heads the ECP Council and says, despite the many challenges for women, she can see attitudes are slowly changing.
The culture is changing. Men begin to recognize the value of women in Papua New Guinea. Now they're trying to put women in the systems, in the workforce, and let women to come out and speak for their rights.
She has hope for the future.
Women have been suffering, have been hiding in a nutshell. So in the 50th anniversary, it's about time they come out and they speak.
Opening and declaring National Council of Women Week, Loyumi Convention, the 17th Convention. Thank you.
From PNG's island regions, where calls for independence began, I'm heading to the highlands, where people felt the country wasn't ready to go it alone in 1975. I've come to see how they're weaving their cultural heritage into the fabric of the modern world. My first stop is the Asaro Valley. The people who live here are renowned for their skill as farmers and for their deep connection to the land. They are also known as warriors. Legend has it that the Asaro madman won battles by appearing like floating spirits in the morning mist and terrifying their adversaries. They've been painting their bodies to frighten warring tribes for generations, and they share that tradition with tourists. We grew up watching these performances, but seeing them here in Komunive village, the home of the original madmen, you can really see the strength of the culture. And these warriors, they are fierce. While cultural wealth helps bring some income into the village, it's agriculture that pays the bills. The highlands are rich in flowing water, fertile soil, and a tradition of farming. They're known as the country's food bowl. Welcome to Goroka Market. Eastern Highlands is known for growing some of the best quality produce, like fruits and vegetables. It smells and looks amazing. And the highlands are the heart of the country's coffee industry. That smells great too.
Drink coffee, nice coffee.
You have to buy when you come here.
And good coffee, PNG.
This is the best broccoli in PNG. But it's the bag these items go into that's playing an important role in taking this age-old traditional craft to modern global markets. Billums now grace catwalks across the globe. It was all the idea of Florence Jakai Kamal, who 16 years ago created the Billum Festival, establishing the markets for the bags and empowering the women across PNG who weave them.
Welcome to the Blue House. That's the home of all the Billums.
From her home studio, she works with a network of weavers.
We're running one training lo you plan now. You plan come now me teaching them me schooling you plan so you plan can understand English.
Now known fondly across the country as Billum Mary, today she's selecting stock for overseas buyers.
Now in the network we have more than about 2,000 to 3,000 weavers. I went into remote areas, reached out to them. So we trained them with the product quality, what it's like, what the buyers would like.
There are billums for every purpose. Markets, handbags, even babies. The women make high-end garments and jewelry as well. Each pattern has meaning and carries the traditions and stories of their ancestors. The Billum Festival, tell me how it all started.
I was running away from a domestic violence. I was grabbing my little children and looking for a safe place to go. And then
it was a really tough time for you.
it was really tough for me. At the same time, I had many women that I said that I'm going to find a market for you. And I had this, a domestic problem at the same time, so I had to balance myself and the women.
She had just 5 kina left and a business card for Pacific Trade Invest, an organization that helps build trade networks.
And I said, okay, I'm going to do a Bilum festival.
She decided to use the money to send an email at an internet cafe.
Not knowing that 16 years ago, now that $1.70 benefits over 2,000 women.
Florence's work looks to the past to build a future. Working with NGOs, governments, buyers, and her partner, the Sydney-based not-for-profit Among Equals, she's changing lives. Like that of Zipporah, who's using her earnings to set up a small piggery. Pigs, tupla piga. A female and a male piglet, and they're raising them here.
Sabilumani helping me.
You got how much lapik in
Me got 6 pa.
She's got 6 children. Her family is happy about it too. The Weavers Network has made its way into remote parts of the country. The town of Wewak sits on a peninsula surrounded by palm-fringed beaches that draw visitors for their natural beauty. And they come for the history. It was the site of a major Japanese base in World War II, and where they finally surrendered in PNG. It's a tourist hotspot and a hub for forestry, agriculture, and fishing. As a result, you can find some of the freshest produce in the country right here. One of the best things about Wewak Market is the seafood. But there's also something else that's special here. It's the Sipik weavers.
Hello. Hello.
Lina is Florence's sister weaver and an artist who has been creating jewelry and bilums for over 35 years. She set up her business, Singu Arts, after separating from her husband.
Arts, I'm giving me income in the village. I can all unique arts, me not bringing me come. I'm all this law, something walking, me walk la hearts, travel all Africa festival, Mr. Salim Planty or something unwalk from international.
Lina travels for days to work with more than 800 weavers along the mighty Sipik River. It's an epic journey. Like Florence in Goroka, she also works with partners, including Among Equals, delivering income to women in very remote villages. She says support for homegrown businesses is crucial.
Government lo today, emi lug long all SME na support team or this la lig network lo mibla or mama lo place. Also lug long all big pla line, you got big pla SME, big pla business.
The women of East Sipik still use traditional methods.
My product is only natural colors. This is our natural dye. We get yellow out of turmeric.
And this is what they call tumbuna salt, or salt of our ancestors. How much color you make that of natural dye you
Over 20. That's why you will see my product is different.
That's right.
So I mix it up. Anything you can take a color, natural color. I use my head and I talk with the weavers and we come out with the natural colors. Traditional knowledge, me like mosen. Behind time, all tumbuna pigni blomi plakam, all maskisim. Em no can die gona.
Lina's work says so much about Papua New Guinea, 50 years after independence.
I know we can do
Our pioneering leaders knew it would continue to be a land of rich contrast, ranging from remote village life and age-old traditions to urban living in a modern world. And that's what they're recognizing in the Constitution. Nowhere is that more evident than in the nation's capital, Port Moresby. It's a centre for government, administration, education and health.
Welcome to the cardiothoracic ward.
Thank
this
you,
is our
Doctor.
new ward that it's just been recently opened and built 2 years back. Yeah. And this is the first in the country that we're so proud to have in Port Moresby General Hospital. Hello, baby. How's baby?
Doing good.
Doing good.
And I'm hoping my daughter will get well and will leave the hospital.
Dr. Noah Tapawa is Papua New Guinea's first cardiothoracic surgeon.
We should be removing that tube very soon.
Thank you very much.
And a driving force behind establishing this unit. The youngest of 9 children, Noah became interested in medicine as a boy, helping his grandfather dispense treatments in island villages.
He was trained actually in Rabaul during the war. In those days, they used to have these, the glass syringe and needle, reusable. So my job is to boil the kettle for sterilization. And this is in the village. There's no hospital.
He trained in Australia and then Singapore. But then he and his colleagues wanted Papua New Guineans to have cardiothoracic surgery in their own country. They overcame huge challenges to finally open the unit in 2015. But they still needed this cath lab to be able to treat all heart conditions. And that was a catch-22. They needed training but didn't have the facility.
The thinking is if he get trained, it will be a waste. I said, please, just give him a chance. Whether we have it or not, I think we will have it in the future. So that's where it all started.
Over the last 18 years, we've slowly developed our team.
They lobbied financial supporters, government, and the hospital. They all came through, and they got the facility in 2019.
Before that, if you had a heart attack, you have it. You just drink your tablets, and if you die, you die.
Yes.
But now you have a hope. You see, that's it's just, we are just at the beginning of that era where we can save these people. Okay, boss, we are done. Success.
Since it opened, they've done more than 2,000 surgeries.
Here, see?
Including children.
Oh, nice.
Each year, their pediatricians travel the country to screen up to 1,000 kids. But they still have more goals to achieve.
And there's a whole lot of kids waiting for surgery. And some of those that they pick up, we can do them in the cath lab here.
Yeah.
But there are others that need open heart surgery.
We do angiogram, put stenting in, and then we also help with congenital holes in the heart. We're almost doing everything. So we are hoping that maybe before the year end or so, we can have an operating theater for them to start operating and doing the open heart bypass surgery.
It's been a long journey, but they're almost there. They're training doctors and nurses in PNG, and they're providing free treatment to those who need it.
There's always lots of challenges, but you have to get over it and try and see if you can help your people. So if you think about all the little kids that we operate on, they come from the remote areas. They're not like well-to-do people. They're from the remote areas. They need help, you see. So when you think about those things, you just have to step in and, what we want to do and we like to do so.
This is patient Len Simara, male of 70.
How are you? You all right?
I'm fine. I'm getting well and I'm
Thank you.
feeling happy.
And good to see you sitting up.
Lance came in with the flu, and doctors found a tumor near his heart. After his life-saving surgery, he says it's been emotional for him to realize this is what Michael Somare promised.
He was asking for independence. And then the Australian government said, but you don't have doctors, you don't have engineers, you don't have teachers, professional people. And he said, no, don't worry. All these people are in the bellies of women here. And actually what he said came true. And it's a miracle for me, so it's a good testimony for me in my 50 years of independence of my country.
As we're about to leave, Dr. Tapawa runs into an old mentor from his childhood who has brought a family member in for treatment.
Well, this is my primary teacher, Mr. Kwama. And I'm so happy that he can come and also access this facility.
So how does it feel to actually walk in and see your student in action?
It's a great feeling to actually, the joy or the happiness actually of contributing to somebody to come this far and to impact the country also in a bigger way.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.
There's no doubt PNG has come a long way, but 50 years after independence, it's still a developing nation. High cost of living, unemployment, law and order, gender-based violence and corruption are some of the persistent challenges impacting progress and daily life across the country. When police walked off the job over a pay dispute, those tensions erupted into full-blown riots.
Complete and utter carnage. Thousands roam the streets, running riot, looting, and setting Port Moresby alight. Today, the violence spread further across the country. In PNG's second largest city, 7 were killed. The damage across Port Moresby is simply immense. Locals say they've never seen such violent unrest. A massive rebuild and clean-up effort lies ahead.
Since then, work has been ongoing in the hopes of addressing key economic and social issues. This line is for one of those programs. The population of PNG has exploded since independence, but due to a lack of census data, we only know it's now between 10 and 17 million. It's believed the average age of a Papua New Guinean is around 22. It's no wonder the huge turnout today has taken organizers by surprise. Wow, there's so many people here. People from all walks of life, from all over the country. This is PNG's first Youth Resource Week.
Hello. Opportunities for us to continue our education.
The event is aimed at connecting young people to employment and education information and empowering them to plan for the future.
I want to see Papua New Guineans take ownership of their own lives.
It's the brainchild of founder Narai Banam.
We've got 17,000 names signed up. We're going to educate our people. We're going to make sure if they can't do it in school, come outside and get educated at resource weeks like this. It's about resourcing the people. That's exactly what it's about from everything.
In a country where it's estimated just over a quarter of Papua New Guineans are not in school, jobs or training, Narai says programs like this are crucial.
You have to change it up and using what you have. If you have the wherewithal to be delivering or underwriting something that is going to be a change agent, then do it. Why wouldn't you?
Narai and her team have seen a gap and found a way to address it. And like the surfing crew I met at Nusa Leak, there are more people who are trying to lift up the country's youth. I've come to the Surfing Association of PNG's local clubhouse to meet the next generation of daredevils following in their footsteps.
PNG!
The team at Skateboarding PNG.
When there's no waves, we come and skate.
Skateboarding is a new sport being introduced in PNG, so to get the children's interest, it's really easy.
Yeah, you guys know how it works. You hold it in until it comes to her. You let it out. Continue. Ready?
Skateboarding PNG was created to get kids into the sport and give them a positive outlet for their energy, all in a safe space to connect and learn.
I think it's the excitement of learning something new. You know, they learn something and then they tackle it and they're like, okay, what's next? It's kind of like a personal building as well, like, you know, you're competing with yourself and you're growing. It's not only skateboarding. We help them with schoolwork, or we can provide like data for them to do the research.
Until now, they've been completely run by dedicated supporters, volunteers like Chasya and Raymond, and on donations of skateboards, safety gear and laptops, mostly from Australia. And this year, Skatistan has come on board to fund their programs and employ Chasya and 4 instructors like Raymond to grow it.
Raymond will be the first skate instructor, like for real. So
Like Skateboarding PNG, the charity aims to empower at-risk kids through skateboarding and education programs, particularly girls.
I think it's really important for us as a country to develop that mindset. Like girls too have to be involved in this kind of programs and activities, because it's a big struggle. But I think that in 50 years, we'll probably have 3 Skate PNG Olympians, definitely.
My dream is to be a skater.
To be a skater girl in the future?
Yeah.
Let's do this. I think I'd like to be a skater girl too.
As soon as you reach the line, you crouch.
Even our cameraman wanted in on the action. Clearly, a well-spent youth. Nearby, I meet some other kids with big dreams too. Every weekend during rugby league season, hundreds of aspiring players turn out to take part in this development program. The rain and the mud haven't kept anyone away.
Rugby is something PNG love the most. It's our passion.
The SO League was created by former PNG Rugby League star Stanley Olo to give direction to disadvantaged kids from settlement communities.
It creates opportunity, it creates discipline, teamwork, and everything. So that's where the system of the pathways is very unique, very important for PNG.
Stanley grew up in a settlement and knows the power of sport firsthand. As PNG is set to have its own team in Australia's National Rugby League competition in 2028, Stanley would love to see these kids getting a shot at the big league.
PNG is not looking at it. They're looking at the big guys and big competition. But it must be a pathway in order for them to grow up in the system.
He's had no funding yet, but that's not keeping anyone away either.
We don't have any sponsors at the moment. We don't have anything, but I believe those kids playing right now, they're the stars of PNG one day. Yeah.
I want to be like Justin Olam. I love rugby because rugby is top sport in Papua New Guinea.
And I like rugby. I will always be a rugby player.
I can see these children carry more than just dreams. They're the promise of the future. And that was something Sir Michael Somare believed in deeply. The great-grand chief is loved across the country, nowhere more than his home province of Isipik. His daughters Dalciana and Bertha regularly make the 2.5-hour boat journey to their home village of Karau in Murik Lakes. A vast network of lagoons, wetlands, and winding waterways. It's like stepping back in time.
We travel everywhere, around the world, and we live in Port Moresby and we identify as Papua New Guinean. But there's nothing that beats that feeling of coming home and knowing that for thousands of years you're connecting with your actual very own. I mean, we're full blood from this area. I love it so much. This is our centre of our universe.
Still. So this is it? This is home?
Yeah, this is home.
You used to be loud.
Used to be loud.
Village life is so steeped in time, it looks idyllic. At the heart of every village is an open meeting place. In Karau, that's an oasis by the beachfront. Everyone here is closely connected, all family.
And big Plobrata. Big Plobrata blue.
Michael Somare always maintained a deep connection to his home village.
Mary, why have you returned home to your village of Karau?
Relaxation, to collect the data,
about the history of the village itself, the changes.
Even back then, he saw that things were changing.
Way back in 1966, I made a lot of tape recordings about 2 villages, and this is the 3rd time that villages shifted.
It's now moved 7 times because the strip of land that Karau sits on is sinking. In PNG, the ocean is rising twice as fast as the global average. Rising seas swallow ancestral lands, contaminate fresh water, and cripple food supplies. 2 schools in this region have had to shut down because of lost land. Mr. Bach, how many students do you have here?
So we're looking to 200 plus.
The children travel along the beach or in canoes to Karau, but for others, the journey is out of reach. Now, with some government grants and other funding, they're building another classroom and a dormitory, so kids coming from distant villages can stay.
The headmaster will have to do all the shift with parents to come in and look after the children.
It really does take a village to make things, get things moving. Michael Somare's dream for the future continues to have impact here too.
The school itself was initially instigated by the great-grandchief himself to have a son from this village with a dream of education. And from that dream, we went out and made an impact to the country and the region as well, and the world. Is a mighty motivation for the kids.
Unless people see where Dad comes from, you don't realize the miracle of how he got from where he was born to this humble village and then to put so many tribes together.
Yeah.
And this is where he started all the empowerment.
It's been 50 years since the red, black and gold flag was first raised, and this young country has defied the odds.
Nobody thought that this was possible. Everybody thought that it would disintegrate into 800 different pieces. But we've defied all the critics. We still have a robust parliamentary democracy. We should be very proud of that.
This has been an incredible journey. Along the way, I've found that we're still willing to learn, to work with each other, to respect each other, and put the country first. That's been beautiful to see and feel. PNG has made large strides in just 50 years, but there's a shared urgency for greater progress in the future. And from what I've seen, there's reason to believe it's possible, because at the heart of this country is its people. With the courage and determination to continue their forefathers and foremothers' dreams.
The biggest asset we have in PNG is the young and active population that needs to be able to recognize their purpose and to actively participate in nation building.
The altruism that's in our community is just really remarkable. Young people who have so little themselves, who have made it into university, who in their spare time, they want to go and paint a library or collect books so that they can donate to other kids. Papua New Guineans are just amazing people.